Ramage the drive right on, saved by Smith. Rebound. Ramage to the blue line, nobody home, and that could be a goal for the Islanders. Rob Ramage just shot it into his own net.
1:28 left, and Hextall able to clear it out. Boy, he could score a goal sometimes in a situation like this. Hextall is so strong in clearing. Trapped it, here he goes, bidding for one. Here's the clear, here it is, he scores! Hextall scored a goal on the empty net, and you can see that, he is so strong at it.
That is a legitimate one, but this is the first time in my 40 years being around this game that I've actually seen a goaltender do that.
I have never seen that happen.
Here comes Scott Stevens to center, drives it in. Peters makes his way to the bench. The Capitals throw on a sixth attacker, and the puck bounds all the way down and into the goal. The goaltender has scored a goal. Ron Hextall has done it now in the playoffs. He did it once before against the Boston Bruins during a regular season game, and here does it in the Stanley Cup playoffs, shooting it from his own goal behind the goal line, all the way down the ice and into the net.
For the Whalers, Wesley out to center, dumps it in. Osgood handles, looks to clear it himself. He does, going for the empty goal. It's Chris Osgood scores! Chris Osgood does the unthinkable and ices the cake here in Hartford. You don't see that too often.
To say the least. That's a happy bunch on the Red Wings side.
Manson blasts it back around. Brodeur controlling. The net is empty. He throws it down and in. He scored a goal. Martin Brodeur. All right, Martin. Oh, is he a happy man? Oh, can you believe it? He couldn't have written a better scenario. Now, he can look up at the big board and watch this. That's just what he's doing.
Pandolfo chipped it along. It'll be a penalty on the Senators. Centering pass on, a great backhander was stopped by Damian Rhodes as letting it go was Odeline. Andrechuk hands on to Niedermeyer. Trickled one that was away from Ralston. Odeline flung it. It went all the way down. Will it go in? Yes! Damian Rhodes gets credit for the goal as the last guy to touch the puck. So he didn't put it in off his own stick as Brodeur has, and Hextall has, and Chris Osgood has, but he gets credit for the goal. Renberg around behind. Put one out in front that's paddled away by Brodeur, and there'll be a penalty coming up. Penalty against the Devils. This one thrown back out, and stepping fresh from the bench is Gagne on the delayed penalty call. And it's deflected back into the goal! It'll count! Well, Martin Brodeur has been given credit for the goal. He touched it there. Was he the last?
Yes, he was.
It's a delayed call. So Brodeur gets a regular season goal credited to him. It ties him with Ron Hextall.
Consider that 10 of their final 13 are on the road. They really needed to make up some points here. Theodore launched that all the way down. Is that going to go in? Jose Theodore has scored a goal! The Montreal Canadiens goaltender Jose Theodore has hit the empty net with 8.1 seconds remaining in the third period. 3-0 Montreal. And from the remainder of the 7,900 here at the Coliseum, a standing ovation. How about that?
Naslund with a minute to go. He'll lift this ahead. Nabokov knocks it down, and he'll try and score. Yevgeny Nabokov! He scores!
He did it.
Yevgeny Nabokov has scored the first goal in his NHL career, and that puts the cherry on top of this game.
Then he fires it right down the ice and picks the corner, no less.
In front. Here's another chance. Klee can't get a shot. Norman to save. Under a minute to go. Great leaf pressure. Kick loose of Reichel. Oh, look out. He's going to put it down into his own net. Buffalo goal. And who gets credit? They're congratulating Mika Norman. And I wonder.
He made a save with the butt end of his stick.
Here comes Sanders, and a blast, and it goes wide. Delayed penalty against the Predators. 2-2. It goes back now to... Oh, the puck goes all the way down the ice. It's scored! The pass, and that kind of typifies the evening for the Coyotes. They score on their own empty net.
You know, it might be Mason's goal. You know that? Mason made a save.
It's played across. Elias, wrist shot save made by Wall. Kovalchuk to Parise. Back to Ilya Kovalchuk. Zajac goes to the bench. And the pass for Adam Henrique is off the mark and unbelievably into the Devils' goal.
And we can't give you the goal scorer, Steve. It was whichever Kane touched it last. Unbelievable. It had been thrashed around behind the net. I don't think that top Kane touches it with his stick.
Short-handed for the Hurricanes, it's Patrick Wire who takes the puck, gets around Ilya Kovalchuk, still going, and it's swept aside by Brodeur, and a penalty coming up against New Jersey. As this deflects back, could this go in? Yes!
Delayed penalty here, right there. Marty touches it, but then I guess they ruled he didn't have control. No other Devil covered it, and it's in the net.
And this goal should be credited to Martin Brodeur.
It will be.
From the Detroit Red Wings as Samuelson gets it back in.
Oh, that's it.
Smith down the ice. Willie.
It's in.
Yes.
It's in. Are you kidding me? No time on the clock.
Will it count?
The red light's on. They're going to check this one. The red light was on.
It's a good goal. Wow. Another look.
Look at that. Up and over and down.
Crawford will go to the bench again. Rene will try it. Rene going deep for the empty net. It is bouncing. Oh! Pekka Rene! What a shot!
Oh, my God.
He has scored a goal!
Unbelievable.
Oh, he's been trying that a couple of times over the last few years.
Oh, my God.
And what a perfect opportunity. And he buries the Blackhawks.
Look at this. This is just a thing of beauty. Floats it all the way over the neutral zone, lands on the other side of the blue line. Look at that. Oh my gosh, that was incredible.
Connor Garland off Besser's stick. Ullmark is gonna try it, and he scores! Linus Ullmark, the odds-on Vezina Trophy winner, scores an empty net goal to seal this win. You're seeing history. The selling line.
They've been battling. They battle back in the game. They're battling for these loose pucks. Jari, he's going for the empty net. Bouncing towards the goal. He scores! You have witnessed history. Tristan Jarry becomes the first goaltender in Pittsburgh Penguins history to actually score a goal. Wow, was that with some authority too? Tristan Jarry had himself a whale of a game, and oh yeah, he just scored a goal. Wow.
Tenths of a second after the whistle, after the horn blew at the end of the second.
Buchnevich fires in, looking for a goalie goal. Gustafsson scores! Philip Gustafsson mobbed! We've got the goalie goal!
Wow. Look how excited Marc-Andre Fleury is, and the whole team mobs him for that one. Best part about that is the hype. Puck goes up and over everybody and tucks right inside that post.
That's like winning the Stanley Cup in October when your goalie scores a goal. I mean, the bench absolutely exploded for the Wild. And Philip Gustafsson lights the lamp.
And the
Sabres play it back down to the Penguin zone. Nedeljkovic is going to go for the empty net. He's got a chance. Alex Nedeljkovic scores! A moment frozen in time. Nedeljkovic with the goalie goal as he caps off a magical night here in Buffalo.
He took a hit to make a play also. And when you get a soft backhand dump in and around the boards like that, I was going, oh boy, this could be it. And he drained it.
25 to go. Shea, Stamkos downhill, shot kick back, rebounds there, and the chance doesn't go for Novak. Uh-oh, cleared out of the zone, look out here.
That's in the net.
Bullseye!
Who is the last Islander to touch this puck? Sorokin there.
With the blocker save. Uh-oh.
Yeah, he might get it. He was the last guy he makes the save.
7th goal of the afternoon for the New York Islanders.